May 23rd. The upload date of this video, yes, but also an important day to me personally. So it's 2016, and I'm watching my little sister play a game on her 3DS that, to me, looked, well, pretty boring actually. She lived in a tent at first. Well, that was before she paid off her first home payment. She did this by picking up seashells by the shore and selling them. Boring, I thought to myself, thinking nothing of the game while I continued to play Pokemon Y or whatever I was into at the time. Fast forward a few months later and I find the game sitting in a drawer somewhere. I remembered just how unfun the game looked to me, and yet I felt inclined to put it in my 3DS anyway. I'm prompted to continue her early game save file, or delete it altogether, starting fresh in the process. I chose the latter. Now, let's be real, am I a dick for deleting that save file? Yeah, probably, but to this day, I still have no regrets. I looked online for one of those town name generators, and after a few clicks, it appeared before my eyes. Starview, the perfect name, I thought. Such a pretty one, too. That day was May 23rd, 2016. It's been 7 years since that day, and I've since invested hundreds of hours into this game. To this very day, it's remained as one of my favorite games of all time. But why? What is it that's drawn me to this game so much more than most any other, even the other games in the same series? Well, there's a few reasons, with the first of which being circumstance. I was going through a real rough patch in my life at the time. Obviously, I won't delve too deep into my personal life for the sake of my privacy, but I did, and still do, struggle with anxiety. But at the time, it was much worse. It came to a point where I struggled even going to school each day. Couple this with my parents having separated a couple years prior, and yeah, sort of a recipe for disaster, right? Suffice to say, I was in a pretty dark spot. But there were two salvations for me at the time. Two things I could do to just escape everything wrong with the world and just enjoy myself. Making YouTube videos and playing video games. Funny how both of those comforts combined to become what I do today, eh? But regardless, I'm thankful to have had outlets at the time where I could be creative, express myself, and have a lot of fun when I needed it the most. The games that I played at the time were mostly action or platformer oriented. I'd never really played any chill, life simulation, do things at your own pace kind of games before, and thus I naturally initially dismissed Animal Crossing New Leaf because of its lack of wacky weapons or something like that. But after taking my first steps into Starview, my perspective would come to change. Now, New Leaf is different from any other Animal Crossing in that, well, you're the damn mayor, the one in charge of everything. You enact ordinances to better the life of your villagers. You start public works projects and fund them to get bridges, fountains, and street lamps built. What are now common items in New Horizons were once a lot more special in my opinion. They meant something more, they held more weight. And that's not even a knock against New Horizons. I love being able to place furniture outside in that game. It's just, there was just something more special about meticulously picking the perfect spot for your fountain, then waiting a day for it to be built, excitedly opening the game to check it out. When I play New Horizons, I feel kinda, well, overwhelmed, since you can place anything literally anywhere. To me, less is more, and that rings especially true in this case. And come on man, we can't forget about that sapling, that little old sapling. I started off Starview by placing a tiny sapling at the very middle of the town square, and look at how big it's grown over the years. This is absolutely unmatched. I adore a visible sense of progression in games, and the town tree is the epitome of what I love about it. New Horizons not having this or something similar is an absolute shame. And then you can sit under your tree, and the credits of the game will roll, coupled with its beautiful song. The wonderful villagers I met that I still love to this very day. Stinky, Puck, Biscuit, my favorite, all of them. They brought my town to life, their silly dialogue helping me through my time of hardship. We cannot forget all the fun side characters too. Dr. Shrunk has always been one of my favorite characters ever, man. He gets up on stage all confident and then tells some dry-ass joke. I love this guy, man. Captain's great too. When you're prompted to avoid listening to his songs on your way to the island, I never, ever click yes, man. I listen to his songs with a smile on my face every single time. I reminisced on these experiences all the time and continued to cry as the credits theme played. It got to a point where I vowed that I would not listen to it anymore since it continued to bring tears to my eyes, and I succeeded in avoiding it until now. To this very day, for the past 7 years, and through all that I've overcome in life, I continue to shed tears to this song, hell, to this game in general. Listen, it's not perfect, I acknowledge that. There's a lot of quality of life features that would be nice to have. But to me, this game is more special than New Horizons or any other game in the series, or well, any other game I've ever played, honestly. Animal Crossing New Leaf taught me that it's okay to not be okay, and it promptly turned my life around for the better. I love Starview and its residents. I'm honored to have been their mayor for 7 years now, and I will continue to come back to them again, year after year. I know this video is a lot different than what I usually post. In fact, this is probably the most personal video I've ever made. I've been planning it for a while now, and I decided that it'd be perfect to post it on my town's anniversary. I apologize for the amount of rambling I did, but I suppose that was sort of the point. From the moment I started this channel, even before my very first video about New Horizons, I knew that one day I had to make a video about this game, and that day has finally come. I decided to share a bit of my story because I want all of you to know that even through your darkest moments in life, as silly as this sounds, sometimes all that you need is something as simple as a video game, a little digital world to escape into, to change your life for the better. Thanks a lot for watching, you guys. Hopefully I'll see you all again soon. Bye.